Hey JJ, this is Adrian Gomez. Thanks for being a part of the camp, and again, special thanks to your dad for putting all this together. We're about 108 degrees out of the back leg, and I want to be below 110. And I think, let me remeasure real quick. I think you're doing a pretty fabulous job of doing this. Yeah, about 108. So, what does that look like from the side? Let's look at you sit. You do a good job of sitting down, and that's fabulous. So I want to stay with that. I want to keep doing that. I think you're doing a good job. I think you could even go even further. I mean, I think you could get to maybe 100 degrees, or maybe even below. If we can get in the 90s, that'd be even more fabulous. But the big thing is I want to keep my knee inside. I want to keep driving early. And you do a good job of getting out in front. So good job out of the back leg. It looks pretty good. Let's look at your front leg as you plant. Let's see what happens. Comes back, but there's a little bit of movement with your front knee. I think it's a little bit below 100, just 14. I think it's probably maybe 11 degrees. Between when you plant and you move, there's a little bit of movement in that front knee, and I just want to stabilize that as much as possible. So front knee, external rotation of front knee, I want you to work on for sure. Out of your back leg, looking into the double angle, your double angle is about 111 degrees, which is pretty good, and you do a good job of really driving off your back leg. So I'm pretty happy with where that is. You're doing a very, very good job. So I want to keep with that. We could increase. You could drive further off the mound, and that would help you increase a little bit more angle on your leg. But I think you're good right there. Looking at your front knee, you're about 130 degrees. And as you're about to throw, and this is what I like to see, is your knee actually retracts, and this is what we want. And a lot of kids didn't do this, and this is something that you do very well. So knee comes back, chest extension goes forward. You do a good job there. So all in all, lower half looks pretty good. I think your squat could get better, and your front knee could get better. So let's check this out. Let's look at posture, ball release. So I want to want to look at your face. Your face is going this way, going away from you, and your arms going this way. Chest, head's going this way, arms going out. And when that happens, we're not really throwing with our body, throwing with mostly our arm. And so I really want to help you get that chest going forward. So this is posture, ball release. That's where your posture is. Let's look at where you start. So you start forward, and you're going to have to really cross this to get through. So what I'd like you to do is stay back a little bit further. Okay, so you're going to move your head back a little bit this way. And that is also going to help you stay back this way as well. And when you're doing that, your head's going to move very little, so you can start driving your chest instead of your arm. Your front foot as well, you can see your knee coming inside. I like to see it straight up. So I want better external rotation here with your knee going this way over that ankle this way. That way your hips are going to rotate better, chest is going to rotate better, and you're not going outside this. I'm staying over this front foot, chest over that front foot, everything's over there. Looks like I just colored you in. Okay, so that posture, I hope you understand that. Staying back more. You squat well, but I want you to squat and stay back. And I know that's hard to do, but I think you can do it. Okay, so looking at launch, you're launching the ball right almost behind your foot, right in here. This is what we call a late launch, and the reason why or an early launch, the reason why it's early is because your arm's continuing to go out, and anytime I have energy that goes out, it's not going forward. If it was going forward, I would be throwing a lot harder. So I want to make sure all of my movements are going towards my target and not away from my target. And so that's really what is inhibiting you from doing what you need to do. Okay. So now let's get into stack. Your knee, you do a good job squatting, but I want to get this knee inside, and my upper body is going to stack back. So how long can you stay stacked? How long can you get your head over that rubber long enough to where everything drives through together in one fluid motion? Staying together, making sure your arm doesn't go outside of your body and it stays forward, and I release out, like really far out in front, way out there. Okay, so I want to see you release as far as you can forward past your front foot. That's really going to help you, number one, stay safe, and number two, throw hard. So, okay, next one, we're going to look at front glove. The front glove is pinched. You do a good job of pinching. Actually, I like your front glove. Your front glove looks good. Let's look at it. It comes through, pinches. Yep. Okay. It could drop less. I mean, it could rotate this way a little bit better instead of dropping down. So let's look. Yep. So that's definitely something I want you to work on. Just trying to keep it up a little bit, but you do a pretty fabulous job pinching and being dynamic with that front glove. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at chest extension out of this. So your chest extension here, I'm going to take a measurement off your back hip, coming up to your chest, about 35 degrees, and I think this could be, oops, let's measure it again. Hip, chest, 38 degrees, 48 degrees. That's the difference between 38 and 48. I mean, we're talking about 3 or 4 inches of chest drive, and all of a sudden you're releasing the ball further out in front. Your arm's not going outside, and this is the next one we're going to talk about, is the arm fly out, which is something that you definitely have. That's layback. If I took a cross section of your arm, I don't want that arm to go outside of that. So I want to stay maybe in here so that my elbow can stay bent, your elbow's straight, and it's hard to rotate when your elbow's straight. When my elbow stays bent, it's just so much easier to rotate your body through and keep everything fluid and bent. Your actually arm stays straight almost from here to all the way there. I want to keep my elbow bent. That's going to put a lot less stress on your arm, and just make everything feel better. So notice how your upper body and your back leg are going together. I want your back leg to go and drive through and across your body. You can see where your energy goes. Your energy is going here at the end. I want your energy to go forward and this way. I want full extension this way. Okay? So, doing fabulous. These are things that definitely, if you can fix in the next few years, you're going to be a dude. You have the ability to really do a lot of things. So, last thing I want to talk about is, so hand fly out, I definitely want you to work on. Let's look at your elbow. I'm going to take a measurement of both your shoulders off to your elbow, 176. So it's a little bit low, and what that means is, because your chest stops here and your head's going the completely to the left, you're not able to keep that elbow at the same level. When you're pinched here, I want to stay pinched the whole time as I rotate my chest, and that pinch kind of unravels there, right there. It unravels, and then what's left? Well, my elbow didn't stay pinched, my shoulder's not pinched, so my arm's just going to fly out as opposed to staying together and pushing through it past my front foot. So we got to keep our upper body together and rotate together, so we're throwing with our body and not necessarily our arms. So I hopefully all of this stuff makes sense. Online, 212athlete.com, you'll have access to all the videos to fix this, and you go one by one, drill by drill, and you could fix it in just a few short months and continue to improve over the next few years. So thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.